With Tasmanian iced coffee in hand, let's look at the latest Blu-ray releases coming up for this year. We've only got a few months left, guys. So let's have a look. What we're excited about. So this week I wanted to talk about some upcoming releases that are coming out, well, mostly next month. There are a couple that are later on in the year, which isn't that far away anyway, a couple of months. And there's also one that doesn't have a release date, but it will be out this year, as far as I'm aware. So earlier this year I bought Tom and Jerry on CinemaScope Collection by Warner Archive. That is coming out in a complete box set anthology called The Golden Era from the 1940s until the 1950s. That is going to cost us $60 US. So I'm looking at about $120 Australian, roughly. That's when it's on special. So yes, but this is all 114 cartoons, and they are completely uncut. Way back in the 60s, there's a certain character, I know they're all focused on a cat and mouse, but there's a character in the background that was called by the public called Mammy Two Shoes. I'm not making that up. And so you only ever saw her 2 feet and her legs. You knew that she was a woman of colour. And in the 60s, they changed it to a white woman that was Irish for some apparent reason. But anyway, they have kept all the original negatives and everything, thank God. And we have the original Tom and Jerry's. And these are going to be uncut. This is for the adult collector, for adults. So it's up to you if you want to show your kids this or not. But we are at the stage now where there's a lot of things that we can't show kids. And to be honest, I don't have kids, so I don't give a shit. But for me, I am an adult, so I'm happy to take it as a historic look back at the past and how things were perceived. But yeah, so really looking forward to that. It comes out on December 2nd of this year, just before Christmas. Hey, make a really good Christmas present for someone. But anyway, secondly, I wanted to talk about Doctor Who Season 13. Now, we have a release date for that, because they're a bit iffy. They'll announce it, and then they'll go, no, we can't really announce the release date. But they finally have a release date for that. That is the 20th of October. And this is the peak of Doctor Who. Doctor Who reached its peak at this particular juncture. And I dare you in the comments to say that it wasn't its peak, because you had Tom Baker as the fourth Doctor, you had Elizabeth Sladen as Sarah Jane Smith in her element as Sarah Jane, the companion, and ever since then they have tried to emulate that chemistry, those stories, and they just haven't been able to get as far as I mean, look, I love the later Doctor Who. The new series can go up in space and get lost, but I really do like the classic era. But this, for me, growing up, this is what made me care about this show. And the only problem is that they've pre-sold out. So I may have to wait on a second wave of Blu-rays to come out and to be released on Amazon for me to pick up. But this is what we've all been really excited for, and I'm so glad that this is coming out. Not so happy about the extras. I don't want to talk about the extras right now. I actually talked about it in a separate video. Please remember to like and subscribe, and you can go back and check out the back catalogue of those where I talked about season 13 and what it meant to me and all that sort of stuff. And I might even do that again once I actually get the box set. But I'm not paying $160 for it, which is what they're trying to sell for it on eBay. But that comes out on the 20th of October in the UK. So next up, I've got 3 imprint Blu-rays, special collector's editions, that are coming all out on the 29th of October of this year. And they include Captain Scarlet, Kolchak the Night Stalker, the series, and also Department S. Now, they're all coming out on the 29th of October. Captain Scarlet is about $100. And Kolchak is $89. And I'm doing this all on the top of my head. Can you believe that? I've actually got it written down over here, but I'm not reading it. And the Department S is a little bit more expensive at, I believe, $125. So quite a hefty price to pay. Now the whole, because I've been doing my research on this, and as you know, I'm a big Captain Scarlet fan. I actually have all the network pre-releases that they did in 2018, and I love the cover art for them. I've got one here. Look, it's in the red box, and they got all the end credit paintings, which I love, absolutely adore and love. But this also comes with the special features disc, and you had to get this with network. This wasn't available on any other sets. This was exclusive to network. Network don't exist anymore, so Imprint have actually bought these special features and are putting them on the disc. So anyway, so you won't miss out on any of the features that came with this particular disc. And that's the thing, because there won't be anything new on this. The only thing I've noticed that's new is that they are including new audio commentaries that weren't on the network releases. The audio commentaries from Jerry Anderson when he was still with us. He did two audio commentaries, and they're included in this Imprint box set. So, like I said, that's all coming out on the 29th of October. The Kolchak one, I've also done a bit of research. It doesn't seem that the 2 TV movies are on there. It's only just because they did 2 TV specials, I believe, in the early 70s. And then about a year later, because of the success of those, they did the TV series, which only lasted for a year. And so this is the year's TV series. I don't know why or if they're going to include them, but with the details that they have provided, they have not included those 2 movies. So you may have to find them elsewhere. And if you don't know about Kolchak, Kolchak's like a prerequisite to X-Files. It's about a reporter that finds supernatural comings. Well, not really supernatural, but yeah, kind of more supernatural than the natural things. But X-Files was more grounded, I guess. Next up, I wanted to talk about Department S. So I own the previous network Blu-ray releases. These are going to include all of the audio commentaries from the one and only Peter Wyngarde. If you've never heard those commentaries, it's worth the price of admission alone. He berates the person who is interviewing him during the during the episodes, and he's just like, I ain't talking about that. I ain't talking about. Do we have to talk about that? I just, but I do love Peter Wingard. He was a great talent, and there was a time where I was just drawing Jason King all the time. So really looking forward to that. If you don't know what Department S is, it's just a TV series that was about a group who it's not supernatural in any way, but there's something unknown about an investigation, and they kind of get called in to work it out. And so, yeah, it's definitely worthwhile getting. Again, just for those audio commentaries that came out on the Umbrella releases, they haven't been seen since I think the special editions. They did release special edition DVDs in the UK and in the US with these commentaries, but this is the first time on Blu-ray that these commentaries will be available. And yeah, I'm looking forward to rebuying those again. And like I said, $124.95. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. I might just buy that when it gets a bit cheaper. Now, finally, so I get a lot of questions about Thunderbirds release. The box set, that's a complete box set. I've had my friends who are only really getting into physical media and that, because they're realizing this is the way to go if you want to preserve and enjoy your movies and television. This is the way to go. So they're starting to collect, and they've asked me about the Thunderbirds release by Jerry Anderson Entertainment. Jerry Anderson are on the level of not being quite honest. So they'll go, hey, we have the box set Thunderbirds complete set, with all these extras and everything, and you have to buy it from our website right now. But they don't also mention that you can buy it on other outlets too at a much cheaper price. When this announcement happened, Thunderbirds was going to be $260 Australian, which is an insane price for something that is of a Blu-ray quality. 4K, maybe, but I looked at the extras, and that's pretty much what you're paying for the extras that they've added to this box set, which are completely and utterly unnecessary. Once upon a time, I loved extras, but they're getting to the point now where they're getting filler, and to an extent, I feel like I'm paying for not the quality, I'm paying for the extras and the documentaries and everything. And I'm going to go into another rant here in a minute, but I really feel like I need to. I just really feel like I need the episodes, and that's it. A good quality, brilliant transfer of those episodes. So a lot of people have been asking about the prices. I know it's hard. Some of you guys out there, you pre-ordered. As soon as you saw it, you pre-ordered. I held back because I know that this will be released on Amazon and everything. It'll be the exact same thing, but it'll be about half the bloody price. And so that's the reason why I held off. And a lot of my friends that contacted me and asked me about this set, I just had to say, hey, this isn't an exclusive, right? Because Jerry Anderson seemed to give it the impression that it was an exclusive to the site. And they were ready just to put down their money and, be happy. And I said, no, hold off. It's going to be out. And they're like, oh, it's going to be in other retailers? And I'm like, yes, it will be. So instead of paying $240, $260 for this thing, I'll probably end up paying around, at best, $150, $160. So that's nearly that's over $100 less. So, just really hold off on getting that. The extras, this is the thing that's really holding it back, I believe, is the extras. I cannot understand, this is going to end up being the Thunderbirds thing, but I've been wanting to address this for a long time. So the audio commentaries they've gotten from actors from Doctor Who. Now, you know me, I love Doctor Who. I'm a Doctor Who, not aficionado at all, but I am a Doctor Who fan. I love Doctor Who. But they have nothing to do with Jerry Anderson, and they have nothing to do with, um, yeah, everybody grew up with Thunderbirds, Captain Scarlet. Well, I didn't, not till a bit in my later years, till my teenage years. But everybody grew up on some Jerry Anderson show. For me, it was Terrorhawks. But I don't want to do an audio commentary for it. I just feel that it's like I'm just watching something. And it's not... I'm not paying for Gogglebox, if you know that show. It's an awful show. It's horrendous. The people are grotesques, and I cannot stand stuff like that, reality television. And Thunderbirds, to me, needs to have the special treatment. And by that, I mean just restore the episodes, have them full frame to the point where you get the whole complete picture that was shown on television and that was also, before it was matted later, go back and check my earlier videos for how that works. But this is the pristine original Thunderbirds, and that's all I want. And I'd be happy. I'd be so happy. So that still doesn't have a release date yet, but it is incoming. It will be towards the end of the year, but it is these extras and everything that are holding it back. And to me, the extras seem just so unnecessary. But that's just me. What do you think? Please let me know in the comments down below. I am looking forward to some of these releases, whether or not I get them this year or early next year. But yeah, I hope you do like the content, and make sure that you liked and subscribed and all that jazz. Yeah, I really do appreciate it. I'm trying to get to 1,000 at some point. And if you've got any ideas on what you would like to see on this channel, please let me know. So with that said, with iced coffee in hand, I hope you enjoyed this particular episode of my channel. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate all my subs. I try to answer everybody. Some fit through the cracks. I've got to go and check through them again to make sure I've answered everybody. But thank you all so much for your support, and if you're interested in any of these or you're really excited for a particular release, please let me know in the comments down below, and maybe we can have a chat about it. Anyway, who am I? Well, I'm Matt Pott, and I'll see you next time.